Party topic for this evening is the Annapurna Interactive Showcase. What a delightful little thing that happened today that I had no idea was happening today. Annapurna Interactive, of course, Annapurna is a great indie film. It's indie films, but they are like slightly above. They're almost like A24 kind of deal. Like big stars are always in Annapurna movies and stuff usually. They have this great gaming division, and they are doing some really interesting stuff. The first thing that they showed, Artful Escape, which is coming out September 9th. Carlos, I love this. The cast, OMG, for this.
It's real good.
Yeah. What I found interesting is like I already had, I guess, seen the Artful Escape and didn't even realize it, and I had already wishlisted it on Steam. But it has a date now, September 9th. This looks like a fucking trip. I am excited to dabble in this.
When I first saw it, it kind of reminded me, like at first glance, apparent-wise at least, of what's it called? It's like a podcast show on Netflix, the Midnight. Gosh, the Midnight Express or something. I can't remember what it's called.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The Midnight Gospel. The Midnight Gospel. But it's very psychedelically colorful, very vast and imaginative, and I really, really love the palettes in that game. Like, so aesthetically pleasing.
From what I can gather, it's a lot of things, but it's like an adventure game with some platforming, and it's like music focused. Like you're a young artist who is like, I'm going to come up with the wildest stage persona I can. You just go on this journey doing that. It looks really, really cool and fun. This is why I love Annapurna, is they are just doing stuff that is exciting and interesting. And that's what you should want from any indie publisher, is like, just do stuff that's fun. Like, give us stuff that is interesting and not being done by everyone else. And that's really what they're doing. They're doing 12 hours too, but they did not show 12 hours, is that right?
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
Which they didn't show here today, because we already know about that. We already know that.
Yeah, I mean, Artful Escape is like the game that only exists because Brutal Legend walked so this could run.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, the cast is ridiculous. I mean, just my favorites of it is Jason Schwartzman, Lena Headey, Mark Strong, who most people don't know his name, but he's like the villain in half the stuff you've seen in the past decade. And then Carl Weathers, who people know from Mandalorian, but come on, he's the dude that matched up with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator. Come on.
I mean,
and
also wasn't he in Die Hard? Am I thinking of someone else?
Not Die Hard. But
he's the one they clap hands and he goes, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, oh, yeah. Him. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the Family Matters guy. Who is that?
The name is not completely different. That's the funniest part.
Okay. All right. God. So I don't feel that bad.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get his name later, but yes, different guys. Oh my God.
Too many Urkels on your team. That's why your win's low. Anyway, Neon White was shown next. This is such a wild thing. This is from Ben Esposito, who did Donut County. And this is
completely different.
Nothing like that at all. This looks like it's a speed-running card game, Persona style, like, not party system, but a companion type system going on. This just looks wild. It's not for me, but I appreciate what it's doing. I respect what's happening here.
It's very Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, it married a whole lot of things like that. I mean, it hits so many genres, and then it's like, hey, we know that you want to just play a new game and you want to get good at it, so like, do this.
If you
like
like
the way
anime, you'll love it.
yeah, the way he explained it in the video was just like, play it once, play it again. If you like it, play it again. Like just keep
I mean,
going.
it is a very like replayable game in that fashion, especially since it's designed to be speedrun.
Yeah.
And people like that's one of the biggest things about games like this is having that replayability, unlocking everything, and then improving upon what you did with the new stuff that you get. So, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, it's just such a wild departure from Donut County. Like Donut County is this chill, like just hang out and
There's
drop
literally
stuff into
no
a hole.
challenge in the game.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah, it's really funny to see that. And then the fact that it's gonna be on Switch day one. So
Yeah, I'm excited about
a very surprising move, but very nice. I love it.
Why is it surprising?
Like this feels like a PC only game in general.
Yeah, the quick
Like
twitchy.
it feels like something that everybody like comes back 6 months to 2 years after the game comes out and it's like this sleeper hit right here, bro. But no, it's like no, day one everybody's gonna buy it.
I will say that what was the one that just came out for Switch that's like super twitchy? Boomerang X.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it feels like there's more of that stuff kind of coming to Switch. If it is the best way to play it, that is probably up for debate. But it's cool that this kind of stuff is going to be there and live there. So
Yeah, because we almost forgot about Ghost Runner. Was a really like one of the first ones to be like, okay, PC really has that game. Why would you want to put it on Switch? And it didn't play well at first, but it's playing better now after a chunk of updates, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's getting into its own genre on Switch even. That's pretty awesome.
yeah. The first in a bunch of partnership announcements. The company is called Outer Loop. They are the devs of Falcon Age, and they are working on. They're working on a game that has skateboarding in it. That's what I gathered from it. I saw a wall running person in a 3D world that was very artistic and nice looking. She was wall running and was holding a skateboard. That's what we know about that. That's what they're working on. Cool.
The aesthetic kind of reminded me a bit of Sunset Overdrive. Very colorful,
Yes.
very vibrant and exaggerated. I'm not really that person who plays like skating games. Not since Tony Hawk came out like way, way, way back when. I haven't even touched the remake or whatever because
I haven't either.
I don't
feel
play
like
those kind of games anymore.
Yeah.
But like this actually has me very interested, especially since it does give me that kind of Sunset Overdrive vibe, and I did like that game.
And Falcon Age was pretty cool from what I saw of it. I never got to play it, but it looked interesting.
I was just excited to see one of the people who are working for Outer Loop, Chandana Kanayake. Like, we're like more than acquaintances, but not like close friends or whatever. But back when I played like Monday Night Combat, he used to work for that studio, and so we used to play that together all the time. But then I've been kind of just like following his journey from then to here, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he's like doing stuff.
Cool.
I know who that is. I have investment. So it was really cool because he popped up on the screen and I was like, it's Eka.
Was he the one that was skateboarding?
No, he's the one with the neon hair, the neon pink hair.
Oh, the neon pink hair. Yes, the main dev of Falcon Age, or he's like the main guy. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Next, they showed a game that I will never play because I don't have enough tears. Is called A Memoir Blue. This is out of I want to say Japanese studio. I could be wrong. But it's a new game they announced. It seems to be traveling back through memories. Very artistic, very like the design of the person you were actually playing as and you're looking back at memories is like the memories are hand drawn, but the person you're playing as is 3D. It's very weird. I'm not sure I like that art juxtaposition. Just looks a little weird for me. But it's also like it seems to be about a mother and daughter. it just looks like it's just meant to make you like bawl your eyes out.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be the new Grease. You know, that game
makes
was
a lot of
so
sense.
So
poignant,
there's gonna be T-birds and they're gonna sing Grease Lightning and
It was really funny watching it on YouTube live because everybody was going in one of two directions. It was every one of these games is meh, which is like, dude, if you're not familiar with Annapurna, then just get out of here. You're not gonna find anything you like.
yeah.
And like everybody's like, well, all right, guess I know what I'm doing that night. Bawling my eyes out.
Scheduling my therapist appointment for the next day.
Yeah, exactly. But they did say that it's officially an interactive story, so they didn't really want to give it a real genre, and so maybe it will just play as something intuitive and natural and not really any kind of difficulty because it's just wanting you to get that narrative out. So
yeah.
Definitely another one to look forward to, and hopefully there's some sort of replay value because like you mentioned Grease, and I've always wanted to go back to it, but there's really not a really good reason to unless you're just feeling in the, you know.
No, we don't know.
You like cut out right. You're like, yeah, when you just.
Damn it.
And then you came back and just said,
very pensive. Awesome, great. We'll just leave that one in there.
Perfect. Next, they announced a new partnership with, I want to say it's Jessica Mack or Mock. She was the dev, one of the devs on Sound Shapes, which
Love
is a
that game.
big indie hit. This new game that she's working on, they did show much more of this than what of Outer Loop showed of theirs. Because Outer Loops did not have a name, and I don't think that this one did either. But she says it's an adventure game that's music-y. It looks sort of like Rez, that VR game, Rez Infinite. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
You lost me.
Bueller? Anyway. So, yeah, it looks cool. It's super music heavy. The music sounded great. Could be cool.
The visuals, though, if I don't see like an epileptic warning, you know, before that game, I'll have a real issue because those are some visuals. Like 2001 Space Odyssey visuals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
They're
tough.
cool, though. They're cool, though. I would definitely play the game.
The stuff is very blocky too. It's not like it's very polygonal. It's not like high resolution gaming or anything. It's very old feeling, or at least from what I gathered of what we saw. But that could be very cool. Next up, this is the game is just what a weird concept. Storyteller. Can't wait to get this going. Maybe we'll do a demo day or something soon. The demo is available now for this, but it is a storytelling game where you are building the story. You have like what it is. It's like it's a tragedy, and you have 3 spaces in front of you, and you have like some characters at the bottom that you can drop in there, and you have to just make it complete a tragedy. So as long as you can do that with those, then it check marks and moves on to the next one. And it's sort of like it's almost a puzzle game that you get to kind of create your own little stories in. I really love the animation of the characters in it. Very cool. I'm kind of confused on what is the hook, but that's what demos are for.
It's like a paint by numbers, but you get to rearrange the numbers.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. Good job. Because I was like, I don't know how to describe what I was looking at.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. $0 an hour.
Yeah, they called it the reactive storytelling game, and like I did think that it's really I think they put a whole lot more into it than they than they showed us, especially when towards the end of the trailer they just go through a ton of pages showing that there's more complexity. Because the first couple puzzles, it was just the three images that you had to fill in, but then it gets to more. Like a couple of the pages as it's flipping by, you could tell that there's like 6 panels that you need to go through, and more so and more so. And so you can make it really hilarious. It's like, oh yes, this person is the queen and this person is her daughter, and this person over here gets introduced in the second panel but kills the daughter, and this happens, and some romance, but also
and necromancy. No, just
yeah, no, it looks like you can bring some really funny stuff together in there. Like there was for some reason a crocodile costume that you could add out of nowhere, and it's like, wait, what? It's like a story of he can't convince like this person to fall in love with him, so he puts on the crocodile costume or whatever, and then they can be in love or something. Yeah, so I hope there's a whole lot of options like that to make it even crazier. But yeah, who wouldn't spend a little bit of time just playing around with that?
It's very Scribblenaught. You know, it kind of gives me that same sort of creative vibe.
Yes. Looks cool. Demo's available now on Steam. So if you're interested in anything we just said, because I couldn't describe it, go check that out. It's on Steam now. What is next? Oh, here we go. Shit's happening. Solar Ash, another trailer that got me very excited for this game. This is from developer Heart Machine. Of course, they did one of my favorite games of all time that I can't remember right now because my brain just farted out. What is that game? Hyperlight Drifter. That's the game. Thank you. Jesus.
I got you.
But release date October 26th, coming very soon. Very excited. I'll play whatever these people make. I'm into it.
And we heard more of the Disasterpiece soundtrack, and holy crap, it was expansive and there was chanting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, they officially upgraded. Like, we already knew that Disasterpiece like put some real work into composing, but like this one might be the soundtrack of the year by the time we get done with it.
Yeah, it I always loved the music in Hyperlight Drifter, and the same person. If I could describe what's going on in there, it's like seems like a mixture of the Pathless and Shadow of the Colossus. And they showed actually that like kind of fight with that weird spider creature that's like on half of a planet or something, and you're like, that looked wild. I was like, I got really excited when I saw that. Like the one that we've seen before of like the dragon kind of flying and you're like running across the dragon. I was like, that looks pretty cool. But it was when they showed another boss fight that I was like, yes, give me. I want it now. Don't have to wait too long. October 26th. So that'll be great. Next, we had the best new partnership video for sure. Ivy Road. This is 2 people from Stanley Parable, Gone Home, and Tacoma, and music from the guy that did the music for Minecraft. The guy.
His name is Daniel. Okay.
Daniel. Thank you. But they did this
and they do feed him sometimes.
Yeah, they do feed him.
That was a really funny bit. I will say that.
Should we feed him? No, don't do him anything.
No, just leave him alone.
He's like talking with the music as he's...
Yeah. So it was very cute, very funny. They were like drinking tea, but like pouring weird random stuff into the teapot. It's very silly. They can't talk about what they're working on yet, which is a bummer. But if you like Stanley Parable, if you like Gone Home, if you like Tacoma, maybe if you like Minecraft, I don't know. If you like Minecraft,
if you like Minecraft music, there you go.
If you like Minecraft music, this should be something really cool and fun. And I'm sure this, because of the people that are involved, this has a chance to be, whenever we find out exactly what it is, like one of those big kind of underground indie hits that everybody's talking about. So that's exciting that they're going to be working with Annapurna.
Yeah, plus they have a woman from the future. I mean, she's played Final Fantasy 10,000. Like,
Yes.
how do we even compete?
Yes, correct. Next, we have a very confusing game, Skin Deep. I think they said playing against another player, but it is someone help me here because I don't really know. I thought for a second.
Kind of reminded me of Portal.
Yeah, it's
like I got
puzzly,
not like gameplay wise,
yeah,
but yeah, kind of like that the puzzle element, but also just kind of the type of humor in the game.
Yes,
reminded me very Portal writing, you know.
Yeah, and there's oh god, now I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh, it reminded me of Heat Signature, in first person. So Heat Signature is made by the people that made FTL, and it is like a top-down, like everything in the spaceship is interactive, but that plays more like Hotline Miami. Like if you get hit, you die. So you have to like quickly figure out in the room what to do. Like throw something at the window so that it breaks the glass so the person gets sucked out. And that's the part in this that made me think of that. I was like, oh, that's kind of like Heat Signature. But it's like first person, and you're like, they showed him like getting into the trash, and then because he was in the trash, now he is a smelly. And because he's a smelly, the guard could smell him and was alerted to his presence because he was smelly. So then he had to go to the toilet to wash himself off.
I had a bidet.
Yeah.
Bidets are...
yeah, it just looks kind of interesting. They did say something about another player, though. Am I right, or am I wrong on that? Like
I do not recall.
At the end, when he like sees that other play, I don't know. And so I'm confused not if it was a multiplayer thing or what. It's confusing.
Mechanically and almost like atmospherically, it reminded me of Void Bastards. If y'all remember that,
a little bit. Yeah.
It definitely seemed like they were talking it up like it wouldn't be linear, but it felt very much of a linear game. Like just very light narrative, just play it, it's funny sort of situation. But it did have the good vibes of even something like Journey to the Savage Planet, as far as the whole corporate portal science lab sort of stuff.
Yeah,
it's that's definitely that game is definitely something. They have this like at the end, it just like throws in this other thing in the end of the trailer. It's like, remember, if you die, it's not over. And then it like zooms into your body and shows that you have this auto defibrillator on your heart. And then that like explodes like you used it. And it's like, and now you're back alive again. It's like, what is going on? What is this game? I don't understand what's happening. Any hoozle. Skin Deep, check out the trailer. You may love it. I didn't understand what was happening. Then we had just a bunch of like quick things that were, hey, The Pathless is coming to Steam in November, which I think was only on PS5 and PS4. Or maybe it's only on PS5. Anyway, Pathless is coming to Steam in November. Edith Finch is coming to the Apple Store for some reason. And I Am Dead is coming to Xbox and PlayStation. I believe that is only on PC. I could be wrong. But anyway, they're just letting you know that these 3 games that they publish are coming to other consoles, which is always good. And then a part of that as well, we had 2, I feel like, kind of fun things coming to Game Pass. Telling Lies, which I never got to play, and I've heard very, very good things about, is coming to Game Pass soon. No date, but it's coming. And Gora Goa is a puzzle game that is also coming to Game Pass soon.
I thought that looked pretty cute. Gora
Yeah.
It looked a whole lot like Florence, for anybody that's familiar with it.
Yes.
And to be honest, I would say both of those games are probably best on Switch. But yeah, I mean, adding extra value to Game Pass regardless is always nice.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Carlos with his Xbox Game Pass game value. Like,
because like Telling Lies is an interactive movie. Not that that's a bad thing, but it also it gets down to like $3 on Switch. Gorogoa also gets extremely cheap on Switch. But Gorogoa does have the puzzles that are based in touch sometimes. So touch controls might be the better place to play it. But
I see.
Coming to Game Pass does mean that it might have touch controls on the cloud version. So same diff.
Interesting. Then we have something really fun. So this game was announced at PlayStation's conference 2 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Stray. We saw gameplay of this awesome, weird cat dystopian future game, and it looks fucking cool. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. I was like, oh man, this looks awesome. You are a stray cat, if you could believe it or not. And you are in a unfamiliar world with humanoid robots. And you're like doing cat stuff to solve puzzles, and there's sort of combat. You also sort of when you start seeing enemies, just have to kind of like run quickly and almost parkour across things to get away from them. But you're a cat, so this is just what cats do. It looks really, really cool. They finally gave us a release date for it. It is early 2022, so not like a real release date, but we know the window, which is great. I think this is a PlayStation exclusive, but that was unclear in the trailer. But there's gameplay now, so if you're interested in Stray, it looks adorable. Go check it out.
I was impressed with the verticality of it.
Yes.
That's going to make it a hell of a lot more interesting than a lot of stuff out there. Obviously, a lot of little puzzle-based stuff, platforming, but I'm hoping it's as open of a world as it kind of seems like.
Yeah.
The only question there was that when you're trying to find places to go, it almost looked like the button prompt was like very finicky. Like if you move the camera just a little bit wrong, you're not going to get the prompt to actually hop to this place or this place, because sometimes the cat was jumping like 6 feet up, and you're like, oh well, I didn't know that I could that far.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, this is a great concept, and it looks like great execution. Like in the YouTube stream, everybody's like, "What? Why does this look like it was made by Naughty Dog?"
Yeah,
it does. Gorgeous.
It's very impressive. There is like the kind of scripted-esque interactions with the humanoid robots, where there's like one where the cat jumps up on the desk and one of the humanoid robots gets scared and like falls over. I was like, that was amazing looking. I don't know why that just like stuck with me so much, but I was like, that was very charming. There's one where you can like, there's a prompt to like rub against one of their legs, and it like, they don't have faces, they have like screens, and it just turned into a heart. And I was like, that's very cute and adorable. If anybody's ever wanted to play a video game about a cat, this seems like it's the one.
They got the cat animations down to a T too. Like it was trotting along the alleyways and everything, and I was just like, oh, reminds me of Tia.
Yeah. Looks
okay. There's got to be a like self demo mode or something in this game.
Let us customize the cat.
It did seem like there were multiple colors. I don't know. I saw like it looked black at one point, but then it also looked tabby at another point, and so I was just like, did we get to choose?
That'd be cool. Yeah. There is like interactions and like dialogue. You end up getting some sort of backpack that gives you like access to this little drone friend that will allow you to communicate with these robots. Looks really, really good. Like the graphically, like very, very impressive.
Honestly, like when that showed up in the trailer, I was like, because I just wanted it to be like a cat exploration game. But I mean, it has to have a point. So
yeah, there has to be like there's got to be some narrative hook.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off with,
though.
Yeah, it starts off with you being injured, and they didn't say how. So we're gonna have drinking Ori and the Blind Forest moments probably to start off with. So yay.
Single tier.
Scheduling my therapist appointment for the next day.
After this, they did a new another new partnership video with No Code. They're the devs of Observation, which, Carlos, did you play that? You played that, right?
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Love it.
That was the you were playing as the spaceship's AI, and you're trying to figure out exactly what's going wrong, and you're like interacting with the crew and stuff. So they're working on a horror game. They outright said it. They're like, we weren't trying to make horror games, but I guess we were. They were very, like, kind of teasing that it might be a licensed something, because they were saying with this bigger budget and this opportunity, we couldn't pass it up. So
I am so excited.
Yeah, it sounds like they may have a license of some type that they get to play around with, which would be fun. Once again, can't tell you what it is because they just can't right now. But exciting that Annapurna is doing this fun stuff.
It feels like I'm gonna have to go back into the horror genre stuff that Annapurna has done movie-wise, because I don't 100% remember. But obviously the first rumor that everybody was talking about in chat was Silent Hill, which would be cool, but I don't know if they'd be able to get that from Konami and all that lovely stuff. Yeah. But
there's all that weird stuff
would be fantastic.
Yeah, looks cool. I mean, Observation is always one of those ones I was like, I should check that out, and just never got around to it, and then it left Game Pass, I think. So I missed my window. It's one of those ones that just forever in the backlog, and probably will just live there for a long time. Unless I love whatever this new thing is, then I'll go back, right? Then this, I don't even know what to say about this. This is wild.
Haha.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Outer Wilds, coming to Switch this holiday. Expansion, Echoes of the Eye, September 28th. Now, from what I understand of this game, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have an expansion to it. And even the dev was like doing something on a poster board, and he like turns to the camera and says something like, we're here to talk about the Switch, or Outer Wilds finally coming to Switch, and to announce an expansion. You may be asking yourself, how? Why? And he's like, those are good questions. And just stares at the camera and goes, so here's this very nondescript trailer for the expansion for Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is always one of those ones that when Game of the Year stuff came around and people were just like, you got to play this game when it came out. I guess it was 2 years ago or a year ago? 2 years ago. It's got to be 2 at this point. Time is a flat circle. This is one of those ones I was like, man, this feels like this is up my alley, and I just never got around to buying it or anything like that. But if there's a buy Outer Wilds and the expansion is cheaper or something like that, I feel like that's going to be my in. So, and that comes, I should have put a date. There it is, September 28th. So don't have to wait very long for it. Cool. I know that's like some people really, really, really love that game. So I'm excited to get in there and actually give it a chance.
I was watching that trailer and dude never blinked, like ever.
He did not. He stared directly into your soul.
I was watching, like waiting more interestedly in when he was going to blink than the actual game. I was just like, is this a human? Mr. Beecham, blink.
Humanoid robot. Did you play Outer Wilds, Carlos?
I did not. No, I've watched a few streams of it though. Definitely looks fun. but one of those things that it has a few narrative beats in it, but otherwise it's like do whatever until you get to that point, and
or figure out what you have to do.
Yeah,
it's definitely a waypoint game.
Yeah, so it's less of something that I would like to play. I'd like to have a little bit better set goals than that, but I did watch Tesla the Panda go through the ending, and it's kind of hilarious how you can fail. So yeah, it's one of those that if you're into survival games, it's a little bit more so your style.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like if every indie publisher just did what this did, they would knock it out of the park every time. Just show us what you got, talk about your new acquisitions and whatever. Keep it moving. Like don't talk about if you don't have anything, don't waste our time. This, I think it was 45 minutes total, something like that?
It was technically 25 minutes.
Okay.
Because I remember at the beginning of the video, she said, we have 25 minutes to show you, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think it nailed it. I was happy all the way through this thing. I was like, cool. Video games, indie video games, love it, that are artistic and fun. So yeah, nice little treat. Much better than that EA thing we had to sit through not that long ago. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Interactive Annapurna Interactive's Showcase.
You'll get there one day.
Oh, God, it's hopefully I'll figure out how this podcast thing works. Debbie, do you want to let people know where they can find us?
Yeah, if you go to Party Invite, oh shoot, what is our website? Partyinvite.games. Okay, there we go. I couldn't remember if it was Party because I also give like Level Up Arena's website like all the time, and which ends with GG. So like my brain was like fusing them together. So I was gonna say partyinvitegames.gg, but it is partyinvite.games, and that is where you can find the hub to our other platforms such as YouTube. You can find us on Twitch and Twitter as well. Also, you'll be able to find all of our like blogging and reviews on there. So all of our written media, if you're interested in that as well. So yeah, please go and check us out. Give us all the hits, and then we won't not appreciate you, which is a complicated way of saying we love you.
Carlos, you got any Earthslice plugs to make?
I can say that there might be some more. There's going to be some backlog stuff going in between Party Invite and Earthslice.com. If you are interested in hearing about a lot of games being completed, like a lot of them. Other than that, we do have another announcement as far as the podcast goes. If anybody remembers. We are taking the pod to Twitch, so we are working out the timing and stuff like that. But hey, I think next week is when we're starting that. So be on the lookout, grab some friends and some popcorn and whatnot, and get ready for a good time on the new live podcast format.
I feel like we're pulling an Annapurna, just like coming to this platform soon, TM. Like,
indeed. That's going to do it for us for this episode of the pod. Thanks for watching or listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Or both.
Go get vaccinated. Don't be stupid. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.